And I see everybody quiet because we all married.
But
I'm okay to step out there.
You don't have to fit a check.
I'm with you. I got your back.
You can.
You got my back.
I got your back.
So I'll be on your account. Putting a label on something that's not really. There was a time in my life I used to love the women at the strip clubs.
And food.
And that's because they would dance and they would do
still
things.
do.
And I was like, man, I love that. But then I remember time like, no, I really didn't love that. I actually just liked what they was doing. But again.
Five guys
Talking shit.
That's right. That's what we do best. To my right.
Jimmy James Crazy. That's what they call me.
Troy, a.k.a. The Voice, here to keep things moving smoothly.
Reggie, go get your card, Harvey.
And that's right.
Last but not least, twin TWIN. I'm loving Pisces, Johnny Boy ribs, and some mumbo sauce.
There we go with that.
Shameless plug.
Anyway, this is episode 3, and we are great, and happy to. You guys know the format. You've been watching the show, but for those who don't, we're gonna pull hot. And even if you have your own hot topics that you would like for us to talk about, please comment them. Please comment them, and we will make sure to get to them hot topics. Okay, guys, so we're going to get started. So I'm going to turn this over to Troy, a.k.a. The Voice.
God damn, Tony said everything I was supposed to say, so I'm just going to reach into the bowl, and we're going to start on hot topics. So let's see what the first one is.
Let's go.
Get it.
All right.
Somebody stapled that one.
I know. All right. So should the U.S. be the world's policeman? Should the U.S. be the world's policeman? Okay, so obviously this is a political question. So we're going to start with Harvey here.
Me personally, the U.S. need to mind their damn business. Stop trying to make all the other countries run the way we run, which is not a good platform if you look at our history. Leave everybody else's country alone and try and police your own.
What do you think, Twin?
I think the U.S., if nobody else, I think we should be the world's policeman. I think the U.S. values in protecting life, liberty, pursuit of happiness is something that we all believe in and share. And I think with places where it's not, I think we should intercede and sort of help those other people out.
So, the question is the world's policeman. Should the U.S. be the world's policeman? So what does a policeman mean to begin with? Like, what is it that we are supposed to do or not supposed to do with other countries?
It's supposed to mean bringing order. My view on that, I agree with Harvey over there. We need to mind our business. There are a lot of sovereign countries out here that are doing just fine. But we want something from them. We want to control them. We want to be the world's, not just superpower, but the only power.
Okay, Jimmy.
So, first of all, I don't know what the hell Twin was talking about. Life, liberty, and all that bull crap. Hell, as a black man, I ain't even free here. I mean, you gonna try to police something else. Shit, they police us too much right here, and we don't like the shit. So, trying to police somebody else, shit, the U.S. only been trying to take over other countries because of their resources.
But you know
if
what?
They don't have the resources, they ain't being bothered with the country. So they want to strong arm them with the military and do all that bullshit. And I know you was a military man. That's why you brainwashed me and said that bull crap.
Ooh. And he still can't
Okay.
that.
So look, Twin, you want to respond?
Ouch. Let me say this. So I see it as there are people around the world who are being subjected to governments that are suppressing them. They don't have the means to fight back. With the U.S. being a policeman and helping those citizens of those nations to fight back against authoritarian governments, I think it's our place.
You think it's our place?
I think it's our place.
I don't know how it is our place when we can't even take care of our own here.
Facts.
And that's a problem, because it seems that I was just reading a quote from Jimmy Carter, something that he was saying to Trump. Basically, looking at other countries that they are investing in their infrastructure, they're investing in education, they're investing in light rail, or actually fast rail, to get people, to and from places very quickly. And then they're also investing in their roads. It's like we can't even keep roads, without potholes here. Our education system is crumbling here. Our infrastructure is not good. So it's like Carter was basically saying that we are investing in weapons. It was like we've got the best, we've got the biggest
Destruction.
and the strongest and the best weapons in the world. Investing in destruction and not investing in
Building
the
up.
growth and building up of this country, where other countries are doing that. That's, I mean,
I
it's
understand-
our place.
I understand that, but I think back to, if you think back to prior to the Civil War, if during prior slavery we had citizens here trying to overthrow this King of England, and if it had not been at the time the world's policemen at the time to come and help us overthrow, if you will, push back on the King of England, we wouldn't be free. So how dare us now that we have all the might and all the resources to not try to help other citizens of other nations who trying to do the same thing. They can't do it by themselves, and there are other countries out there, and we know Russia, we know Brazil, we know China, they're not in that business, and the U.S., we have good
But let me
influence,
say-
so I think we should.
Go ahead, Tony.
Let me just say this though. I understand what you're saying, right? Perfect point. But here's my from my purview. We are not just helping them; we are becoming their bully. So that's a difference.
Yeah.
We're becoming their bully. So you can't say like, hey, the bully helped you, but now I got one bully off you, but now I'm going in your pockets.
Right.
That's exactly what's going on.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
And
You're trying to get it out.
and the thing is, every country, when they have a leader who trying to do for their people and their country, the U.S. don't like that. They wind up dead.
Gaddafi.
The government starts portraying on the news and other social medias like this person is bad, and it's
Gaddafi.
always wrong. It's always wrong.
Gaddafi. I'm sorry, I had to say it
And
3 times.
my point is, when the U.S. do step outside the United States, they help somebody, and it's like, now you owe me one.
Exactly.
So I'm
The bully.
like you said, the bully. So it's like, you're not helping me to help me, but you're helping me. Now you're saying, well, if I need something, I did one for you, so I need you to do one for me.
No, yeah, I
As
want your
a-
resources.
as far as going
I
to
want
war.
your minerals.
Right.
I want your resources.
I need something
Yeah.
from you.
Can I just add one, Troy? I just want to add this. If not the U.S. helping other countries out, are you saying that we should just let other countries and those citizens just be on their own?
No, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying if somebody is asking for help and we have the ability to help, then maybe we do have, as a country that may have resources to be able to lend and extend, although I even question that because we're still not taking care of things at home. We look at what is invested in the military, billions of dollars. What, $300 billion? I'm not sure what we invest in the military at this time, but if we took a portion of that money and turned it around to us into education, into social services, infrastructure.
Homelessness.
I mean, where would we be today? I mean, but we are, concerned with power and trying
Simply
to get the
because
resources from other countries that we are claiming to help.
Right.
So my last
So
one,
we're helping with stipulations.
Yes, which is again, I call that. That's a caveat of saying, should we help or not? I think what I'm hearing is, yes, we should help, but also we should take care of home. And taking care of home,
Take your home should be first.
and it should be, but should we not help if we can?
No, I
But
think
that's
that
the
if we-
thing.
well, who's asking for the help?
Well,
Like,
but-
is there somebody sending up some smoke?
So
signals?
no, I using that. So recently, the if you will, the resistance in Syria was able to overthrow Bashar in Syria. They didn't do that by themselves. They did that through subversive help from the U.S. Had it had not been for the U.S. helping to overthrow that regime, they would not have done it. And all I'm just suggesting is that countries or citizens, and I'm saying citizens need help in places to overthrow authoritarian governments, and I think U.S. has the ability to do so should help.
Absolutely, Jimmy.
So what about these countries, i.e. Africa, saying, we don't want your help, get out my country? The U.S. is still strong-arming them. Why? Because of resources, gold, precious
Agree.
metals. Africa has everything. Africa don't need nobody's help. But everybody want it because of resources. So the only time this stuff happens is that when I'm stronger than you, I'm a strong army. When you weak, the strong countries are coming after you, plain and simple. It ain't there to help you. They taking what you
It's-
have because we
it's
don't
always
have it.
something.
I want
Right.
what you have.
It's always something
Yep.
that we
It
want
ain't
to
no.
get back and
They use the word help on the news and stuff, and we're help with their
Brainwash
benefits.
the
The
people.
economy ain't growing because the people that they helping. Why is the people, the native people, poor if they helping the country?
My comment would be this: there are countries like in the continent of Africa, again, as you mentioned, Jimmy, is full of resources, right?
The richest.
Vibranium.
The
Right?
richest.
It's enriched with, and I
The
say,
richest
hey,
continent.
but they're underdeveloped. And I say it's either two countries right now that can come in and help those out to become more developed. One, the Chinese, and they're doing that.
And they have done,
and,
and
and
they
they're
are
doing
doing
it. They're doing it a different way. They're just giving loans out, knowing they can't repay the loans, so they're seizing assets.
Exactly what we have done.
The U.S. on the other side, yes, ours is not as, if you will, as a flip side of the coin, which is we're coming in under the guise of helping, and then to your point, we're taking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
At the same
6 to
time.
1, half done the other, but at least I like that we're doing it versus the
Yeah,
Chinese.
and the reason we can't repay them is because they don't own their own resources because they've been strong armed, and the countries like the U.S. and China then bullied them and took it over.
Okay. So
Because they are wealthy, hell of a wealthy parts in Africa. But on the news, they only gonna show you what they want you to see,
Exactly.
so that you can believe all that bull crap.
Yep.
It ain't nothing but propaganda.
So, in terms of policing the world, like the U.S. policing the world, who makes those decisions, though? Like, I mean, I know we are a democratic country. We get to vote. I mean, for right now.
That's what they tell us.
Yeah, that's what we're being told.
Yeah, that's what they tell
But
us.
who is it that should be driving the decisions about whether or not we police the world? I mean, we as citizens, do we have the ability to say yes, we should do this?
No,
we
it's
shouldn't do
it's
that?
all run. It's
Is-
all
is it
run through the
I'm
government.
sorry.
International
government.
Monetary Fund.
World
When
Bank.
these big wigs come in and have them meetings and shut down downtown, they there to say who gonna run what. That's what they're there for. These are
World Bank.
these are the ruling elite.
And I used to work for them. I am not.
I ain't calling
I'm
no,
World Bank.
I ain't
Okay.
calling no names
Okay.
with the ruling elite, but you know the
No, but
Bilderberg
it's-
group, the Trilateral
right.
group, and the Council of Foreign Relations. Did I say that? Oops.
Right.
CFR.
Those are the
CFR.
puppeteers behind
Those are
making
your
those-
three.
right.
Those are
Right.
your
I see
three
what you're
biggest groups.
I
What do
agree,
you
but
think?
I would just say this, and I know this is going to sound poly sort of, is to say this. Ultimately, U.S. citizens vote for presidents who establish policies, international policy. And if, again, we remember back when Obama was in office and he thought that we should be a world policeman. We remember back when Bill Clinton was in office and he thought we should be the world police. We all remember, if you will, Bush, too, who thought, hey, let's go out these axis of evil and go out and wipe everybody out. I'm just saying, the American people, we vote and determine if the U.S. will be a world police or not.
And you think your vote is really being counted. Presidents are already decided before you vote.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
And
Brzezinski raised Obama from when he was a child to be a president.
yeah, but the presidents also have the puppeteers too. So
yeah.
Exactly.
They just the face for the
especially
ruling
when we've got
elite.
now.
I would
They
only
don't
say
know
the
the
defense
Right.
industrial base does drive a lot of it, but ultimately the decision to go or no go lies with the president.
Okay.
From what we see.
From what we see.
From that, yes.
From what we see.
Well, we
No,
can't
I agree.
fight the military, man.
Can't fight the military, man.
He for the U.S. no matter what. He got flags all in his house and stuff.
Jacket he can't fit.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay, look, there's an inside joke.
Ding ding.
Well, look, guys, we're gonna move on to another topic. I've already picked it out. So let me see if I can read this handwriting, though. All right. So should the curfew? So I guess we're talking about maybe we're in Prince George's County, so maybe we're talking about Prince George's
DC
County.
curfew.
got
Or
one
DC.
too.
All right.
DC,
So
yeah.
should the curfew, or let's just say any curfew, become mandatory for the youth? So should the curfew become mandatory for the youth? Okay, I've got a comment on that. So last night I took my wife and her cousins over to National Harbor, and this was around about 9 o'clock at night. And so I went and picked them up, probably around 11:30, close to, well, it was about midnight. Anyway, they had a good time, but there were still folks out there, acting a fool. And then young people driving on the streets, and I think that's my biggest thing is young people driving. They act like just buffoons. They're crazed maniacs. So we have people on the Beltway that were slowing down to 29 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. Right, people behind them, me being one of them. And then once you get up on them, then they take off.
Right.
And they're just zip-zapping in between. I mean, like, I feel like this is some young, stupid teenager, you know, who's got their daddy's car or their mama's car, and they're out there acting a fool. But if there was a curfew that was enforced, and mind you, I didn't see any policemen out at that time of night either, which was also a problem.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that we should enforce the curfews wherever they are because, I mean, these kids out here running amok.
Absolutely.
What do you think,
Absolutely. I think we should. I think it definitely should be enforced, but that's the problem. To piggyback off of what the last hot topic was, yeah, we want to police every other country. We can't even police our own country to a point where these YNs, let's call them that, because that's the label that they've been given, where they are just running them up. Okay, so I mean, resources are very, very thin. We could put resources there. When I was coming up, they had in summer, and especially in the summertime, Marionberry had positioned everybody to be able to go to have a summer job.
SYEP.
SYEP. So yeah,
Summer Youth Employment Program.
So those things have been exploded. Those things exploded, and nothing has come out of them things now. Okay. But those things kept people employed. Those things kept the YNs more intact.
So that's a good point, though, because if left up to their own resources, they're going to make the wrong decisions. So if you've got them, everybody loves the money. So if they're employed, then at least they've got that focus. What do you think, Reggie? You quiet.
I don't mean to be real quiet. I think a lot of the I hate to use the word YN. Now that they have that title, a lot of them trying to live up to that title.
There you go.
You know, and I'm quite sure a lot of it is peer pressure.
Let's just call them badass kids.
And yeah, they bad. And then, you know, even though you police them with a curfew, it's up to the parent to make sure.
Boom.
You know, back in our day, street light came on. You ain't got to come in the house, but you better be in front of that house.
Those parents not. Yeah. We don't have those parents.
Exactly,
no
we don't.
Got kids raising
we don't.
Kids
But
now
right,
too.
that's true. That's true.
Right. So they don't have the maturity.
It's almost mandatory. But how do you?
What do you think, Jimmy?
I just
And I see y'all using the word enforce. Let's say we enforce it. When I think they should. But what's the consequences? It's got to be some consequences if you enforce it. And it has to be consequences to the child. I don't think so much the parent, because sometimes you have parents that's doing everything they can do, but the child is, like Twin said, just a badass child.
That's true.
So we need to come up with some boot camps or something, some military schools or something to put these kids in.
They have them. They don't
And
utilize
the
them
city
like
don't want to use, or the
Yeah.
state don't want to use those funds to do that because they're not investing, especially in black youth.
Well, and Tony said they have them, and not as horrific as it used to be.
Exactly.
We used to have more programs that were intended to help, you know, those youth that, or I guess we'll call them at risk, you know, who, no matter what your best efforts are, they're still going to get out there and, you know, do the wrong thing.
so
Right, come on.
What, Twin?
I come on. Are we saying we want to waste our resources and taxpayer dollars to spend on kids whose parents who can't raise them?
So to help kids, we did. Okay, let me
just saying,
Let me
is that the question
let me
we're
hear what I
saying?
said. Hear what
Let's
you said.
waste
So
our
do
money
we
on
want
kids.
to waste resources on helping kids?
I mean, that's a gateway.
Do we want to waste resources on?
And I know.
Did you
and I know
listen
that's
to
what
what
you
you
said.
said?
We
No,
do.
I guess-
We
I
want
guess-
to
I
waste
guess
those
my question-
resources,
I
but we
guess-
want to use them more effectively, though.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
can get maybe creating programs so that those at-risk youth can sort of get engaged.
Absolutely.
But going back to Jimmy's point, as far as, if you will, what is the repercussions regarding the kids? And I said, hey, you know, creating boot camps, those boot camps or those your military schools or whatever kind of institution you want to make, those won't be for kids who have parents that are actually there and enforcing. Those will just be another, if you will, a gateway for other bad kids to continue on. So it's more like they used to have these youth detention centers. And I call those gateways into, back in the day, we called them Lorton. So before you went to Lorton, you went to a youth detention center, and then it was sort of a gateway. So let's start creating more gateways for the youth.
And that's not what I think that we should probably do. So the frame of mind is all off there. So you definitely want to use the resources to help the students, to help the kids, but there's got to be an end game. We've got to figure out, what is it that we want them to do? We want them to be productive. We want them to be respectful. We want them to be successful, whatever that means. We're not trying to, make everybody a doctor and a lawyer and an astronaut.
Right.
But, we need to maybe tie into different organizations that can help these students. I mean, we used to have churches that were more involved.
Yeah, we did.
our
We
youth.
did.
We've got fraternities and sororities, a lot of other social organizations, even the police department, used to have a lot of youth programs to try and help get these kids, off the streets. But, did we get tired?
No,
Is it like
funding has been cut.
Funding,
The government has cut all of those types of funding. There used to be schools that we could go to where, for those who wasn't going to college, they would go get a skill set. Vocational schools. They would get a skill set. Those things are like, they're no longer funded.
They're non-existent right
So
now.
so the thing is, when twins say wasting money, so say we had these programs, we got 1,000 kids come through, we turn 200 of them around, 20% of the kids are no longer doing bad. Is that a waste of money? Is that a failure?
No.
If you got everybody going to high school, everybody don't go to college, everybody don't pass 12th grade. Is that a failure?
No, what I was
are you misappropriating the money?
No, what I was saying as far as wasteful spending, I was associated with developing these, pathways or these institutions to higher, if you will, incarceration. But I do believe that investing money into something like Big Brother programs, investing money in certain like apprenticeship programs for those youth, because I think that if you attach a kid, bad or whatever, to somebody that's doing something positive, I think the kid will sort of, as we understand, that term, that you can influence somebody by just being
right.
You just associate somebody with them. I think that'll go a long ways versus let's build up an institution, funnel them through, and then I call it a gateway to prison.
So the conversation actually went away from what the question actually was, but I think it actually makes sense. So it's like a curfew. Okay, you keep them in. You're trying to first enforce the curfew.
Right. But then
you're not changing the behavior. I mean, what is it that you're going to do to try?
Exactly.
So, Reggie, you about to say something?
Me personally, I'm gonna piggyback off what Jimmy said as far as consequences. If you, just like the jail system, your third strike, I'm not sending you Maryland, D.C., and Virginia because you got access to your family. Send their monkey asses to the Midwest where they don't have no family, and then that will teach them. I don't have no backbone. I don't have nobody coming to see me.
No, but you gotta understand, Reggie, what you also doing. No. What you're also doing.
Are in jail with them.
No. Listen. But what you're also doing when you do that, the recidivism rate is very high. Because what happens in prison, especially for youngsters, it's learning ground.
They become more hardened criminals.
They're hardened criminals. So when we defund stuff like Job Corps, when we defund these vocational schools, like they just defunded Job Corps recently under this administration. So now we got to look at what's next.
Have nothing to do.
Kids don't have nothing to do.
Right.
So now they out,
Hands.
and then they just out and about doing everything, robbing, and we see that even in these neighborhoods that now, like Navy Yard, they built it up to be this wonderful place. But now, the YNs, let's call it for what they go down there, they rob, they even killed someone recently. So we got to understand that it's not just about sending them to jail. I like the Big Brother. We defunding all the programs that help, and it's mostly geared and targeted to who, to what areas. The ones that look like us. So it's we got to understand what's really going on, and we do. Yeah, we do. We would all be great Big Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't know
you
about
what?
Twin.
And actually, there's no reason why.
Well, he
you
be
know,
big.
you can't
But
do
you don't
it.
know about the
volunteers
volunteers for the big brothers. So
Well,
and
you know,
that's
no,
and
you
that's
can
a
be a big
problem
brother
too.
in your own right.
can be
I
a
mean,
big
you can
brother.
be a big brother to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you
because
gotta
we
be
meet
committed.
people all the time, and you got to.
You
be
don't want to
committed. Right.
disappoint. Hey, I'm gonna come pick you up Saturday, then you don't come Saturday.
Now you like the father that
Right,
that
right,
didn't show
right.
up.
Right.
You just like my other dad, you know,
Baby
right?
dad.
So you just it's you know if you're gonna be a big brother, be committed to it. You know, and then like you said with the fraternities and sororities, they used to. I mean, I used to see them in
Well,
downtown.
it used to.
And I will
That's
say
bad
that
sense.
some of them are still, very active, doing these programs. I know we've got the God Right program, and so there are a lot of things that are out there, but it's got to be consistent. We've got
It's not.
to really be
And people
doing
got to know about
promote
it.
and
People got to know about it.
Twin had two
Doesn't
daddies.
the man have to sign off on stuff like that in the city?
Twin had two
But
daddies.
now the
And
administration
one
is-
fed them and one clothed them.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, look, we gonna move on to the next subject. So,
Okay, go feed in the
all right, so check this out. All right, here's another question.
Okay.
All right, would you rather be? This is a would you rather be question. Would you rather be famous or rich? I mean, sometimes they go hand in hand. But would you rather be famous or would you rather be rich? So let's start off with Jimmy. I'm gonna look over here at you, right?
I want that money, man.
You want that
I
money?
know.
You gotta do that.
I want to have the money with nobody knowing me anyway.
Exactly.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be famous.
Be rich.
No, I just want that money because I buy you some new outfits and stuff.
that fit.
Yeah, that fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? All right.
Hey, look, I ain't.
Call for you
Look,
next.
I ain't even. I'm gonna take you shopping and my name ain't even Diddy.
Right. What do you think, man?
Definitely. I would rather be. I think they go hand in hand, but definitely I'd rather be rich. Now there was a time where I would say I'd rather be famous, right? In my former years, but now I'd definitely rather be rich.
All right, Twin, what do you think? What's
You know
your
what? Troy, it's gonna sound crazy. I would rather be famous.
Okay.
And I say this because, and again, I'm not on those soapbox, but I think famous people can influence people regardless of the dollars
Okay.
that they have.
That's a good point.
Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, they were all famous, but they were not rich.
That's a great point.
So all I'm saying is that if you want to influence people and actually make a change in the world other than buying those nice cars and houses that old Timmy and Black got, hey, don't think about yourself, man. Think about the better man.
Okay.
That's not fair to be famous.
You know I want to. You know I want to say something against him.
Where is the flag? Flag on the plate.
I'm gonna make this a little personal. Back in the day, I used to have a bush similar to Steve Harvey.
Exactly like Steve
I
Harvey.
did win a couple of lookalikes.
You're a fan.
So, my wife and I was a fan, but until I found out. But anyway, moving forward, we was in Atlanta airport, and I'm casually dressed because we flying to Las Vegas for the Hoodie Awards.
Okay.
I got upgraded to a first class seat. Everybody swore up and down I was Steve Harvey.
On JetBlue.
People. I don't do that.
You know what?
But anyway,
Spirit.
they were literally getting on the plane with their camera phone out taking pictures of me as if I was Steve Harvey. And my wife was like, do they know he bald-headed right now? And I'm like, babe, don't steal my light. Let me shine a little bit.
Don't dim your light, bro. Don't dim your light.
It was almost like to the point I can understand how a famous person can't go nowhere without
being
a
recognized.
camera
and-
being in your
right.
face. They want to come up, take a picture with you. They want to sign autographs. And I know it could probably be even worse if they with their family and you as a fan, you want to run up there, man. Oh, he ain't want to take a picture with me or poke it. Like, dude, I'm with my family.
Right.
Then I understand why some of them got security.
So basically, you felt how it is to be famous.
Yeah, I felt
Okay.
it for. I didn't mind it because I know I wasn't him. So
You got to upgrade. You got to upgrade on JetBlue.
Jimmy, you're itching to say something over here. I'm gonna let Jimmy speak.
Because Twin said he want to be famous. He mentioned Martin Luther King and some other people.
God,
he got to realize Those people were leaders. You can't lead a horse to water. They was intelligent. He's gonna be famous at what? What you gonna be famous for?
Assassinate
Yeah,
my
but you
cast,
know what?
but you
I
can't
have to say,
assassinate
what Twin said, I felt that.
Yeah, I felt it.
I felt that. I
But
felt
not him. I felt it.
That's the difference. You know what? It doesn't matter who it is. We all can be leaders in our own right.
And if we want to say we're famous, we're famous.
Right.
There you go.
There you go, messing up the equipment.
Not that chord.
Right. Not the chord. All right, let's move on to
Segue.
our next topic.
Next topic.
Can't waste alcohol.
Yes, dope.
Okay. Is body shaming real?
Twin.
Okay. All right. So, I feel like I know where this one came from. But anyway, is body shaming real? You know what? Yes. I guess it is. Yeah, no, it is. Because, I mean, we've got mean people out here. And everybody's body is different. You know, and, you know, I think you've got the stereotypes where you want to have the nice, you know, toned body, fit, you know, so forth. But not all of us have the genetics, I'll say that, to have that. And so in order to get that body, what are our options? We've got, you know, exercise, you know, which requires a lot of discipline.
Commitment.
Commitment. Then you've got, and what do they say?
You got the O diet.
The biggest thing is you diet.
The
You know,
O
you got
diet. The
what
O
is
diet. Ozempic. The Ozempic diet.
Okay, I got that. You know, well, you got
The
that,
O
and
diet.
then you know you got plastic surgery. But anyway, you know, people definitely do shame, you know, other people because they don't think that they have, you know, the body. But
Right.
You know, I'm gonna move over to Twin on this one. What do you think, Twin?
You know, no, I say
know,
this. So you got.
Because you in the gym every day.
I'm in the gym, you know, I'm passing through a lot. But I say this, on both sides of the spectrum, you guys know. So, yes, there's the body shaming about, you know, obese or robust or those BBWs and all those other sort of one facets.
Brazilian butt lift.
No, those black BBWs.
That's
women.
X-rated, man.
I'm about to say,
BBL.
we know what your phone look like right now.
Black women is the BBWs. Again, that's back in '80s.
Pornhub.
On the other end of the spectrum, you got, you remember back in the day, they used to call them skinnies, bonies, those chicks that really didn't have the body, looked like, you know, Tweety birds.
Oliver
So,
Wood.
and either way, you got body shaming on each side of the spectrum. So, I think it's real. I think that, but I think it starts with confidence in themselves, regardless of if you look like Tweety Bird or you look like, you know, you know.
So is it body shaming if you are confident in yourself? It's like if you don't have that stereotypical, you know, body, whether you be a man or a woman, and somebody is talking trash about you. I mean, are you really shamed by it if you've got the confidence, or, you know?
I don't think it's shaming. I just think they hating.
They're hating.
They hating. And we got a lot of haters.
What do you
Can I
think,
throw a
Reggie?
twist in that real quick? Now, I was listening to the radio Friday. I ain't gonna tell you what radio station because I ain't giving them a plug. But the lady, she was 48. She said she had 4 kids, and she wanted to get a mom body back.
96.3.
And her husband, a mom body back. So I'm assuming that was a tummy tuck. Not really get a breast enhancement, but lift them up a little bit in the butt, whatever we'll do with the butt. But it's $20,000. She was ready to spend $20,000.
I heard about that.
And her husband was like, no. And then she said, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
They got a shared account.
Yeah, they have a shared account, right? And it's like, well, why'd you even ask him? And he's accepting her the way she is, but I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on her giving 4 kids at the age of 48 and how she look in the mirror. But at the same time, you can really jeopardize your marriage.
Well, see, that's a different topic, though.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because that's
But
like
is
whether or
that
not your
considered
spouse.
body shaming in her eyes, or is it body shaming from somebody that looks at her?
No, she's having her own issues.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, she wants to make that change. This is something
Yeah.
that she wants to do for
Internal,
her.
right.
But she's stuck because of her husband. You know, because the husband, if I recall, didn't want her to have anything done. He said, "Baby, I like you just the way you are."
She didn't like
But
her own
you know,
look.
she didn't like
didn't
her own
like-
look.
And that
see,
happened.
She didn't
that's
like the way
another-
she
yeah.
looked.
Yeah, because a lot of people have problems with themselves regardless of what their spouse think, regardless of what anybody else think. They have problems with themselves, even if they from the naked eye from someone else is like, wow, you look
Right,
nice.
right,
They still, that's just like people with bulimic, you know, those eating disorders, things like
think
that.
they fat
They
all
think
the
they're
time.
fat all the time.
Right.
You know, but so it's a real thing, and I know a lot of people joke about it
hold
and
on.
everything, but it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Jim, I'm going to go to Jimmy next.
Oh,
'cause,
okay.
Right, what do you
Well,
think?
you know, I was shamed a lot when I came up. People always joned on me about, you know, because I was skinny, maybe about $1.35, $1.40 growing up. You know, I hated it.
12.
Pee Wee Herman.
Look, I hated it when, you know, we played basketball in junior high, high school. The skins against the shirts, and we got to take our shirt off. They be like, damn, man, you got two backs. Because I was flat chest. I ain't had shit. So, you know, the body shape was there. I mean, but, you know, I was the one that was snapped back and had something back. But, you know, everybody not like that and can take it. So, you know, you shouldn't do it to people, even though I do it all the time.
Developed your tough skin.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Tough skin.
Growing up in
I
DC.
I mean, I call baby New Year's because of my ears. Yeah, fiber goes.
Quite sure subconsciously when we walk down the street and we see a large man or a large woman, we probably get that first 3 seconds like, God damn. And then, you know, and if you're not careful, they probably see your facial expression. So it is such a thing as body shaming, but, you know, all depends on the individual. Like you said, you got to be confident within yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's all about, I think, what society views as being
That's what I was about to
good,
say.
Yeah.
right, and bad. It's like, and then I think kids too, because my kids, you know, when you're out in public, the kids will say anything, and they're just completely honest. So, you know, somebody
Especially
was
5 and younger.
maybe a little larger than, you know, what
Hey,
my kids' parents were, you know. And then, you know, they point, oh, look at them, you know, it's like, oh my God.
5 and younger, they be like, she big.
Right. You fat. You know, or something like that. It's just,
Is that something like the other day when Twin came over the house with that red outfit and they say, hey, Kool-Aid?
oh no way. Oh yeah. All right.
Okay.
We gonna keep it
Let's
moving.
move on.
So I guess we all agree that there is body shaming.
There definitely
There is
body
such a thing as body shaming.
Hey, anytime.
I don't want to do this one. But, okay. Golly mo. All right. So if you suffered from erectile dysfunction, ED, would you tell your partner how to handle it? All right. So if you suffered from erectile dysfunction,
Right.
would you tell your partner how?
That's
Okay,
That don't make
listen, I'm trying.
sense.
How would handle it? How would handle it? How would you tell your partner what to do? How to help you?
Let's
you
say-
know, with your ED.
Let's stop
say
that. Would you tell your partner? That sounds
So,
like a
would
better
you tell your
question.
partner
Yeah.
if you got
Right.
ED?
They should know.
They probably would know, right?
Yeah,
They should.
they should.
Oh well, I guess maybe if you just started dating somebody or whatever, and you had it and they didn't know, then maybe. But if you married, you know, and it worked before, and then all of a sudden
It don't.
work, then you know. But anyway, all right. So I don't. Who wants to start this one off? Because I don't have that problem right now.
I start off. You want to get it,
Go ahead. I'll start off.
All right,
First,
so-
I
Well,
think
definitely this one is not a hard one.
exactly right.
all right, Tony,
I think that first of all, the way the question is formed, how you would handle, I don't even understand that part. But yeah, I would definitely tell my wife, like, hey, I got problems. Yeah, I mean, because those problems could be a cast of many things from, you know, depending on your age. Okay, I'm gonna take us 5. We all are at a different age. Okay, we're at big ages, right?
He the baby.
So it doesn't matter. We're all at big ages.
Babies have problems.
So yeah, would I tell him? Yes, I would. Simply because it could be medication driven. It could be stress driven. It could be a plethora of issues, right? So I think talking about it with your spouse would be helpful versus not talking
Okay, so
about
your spouse or your partner.
Oh,
so,
you're right.
So do we have any differing opinions at the table? Like anybody says that they would not tell their partner.
You know what? I would say this. At a younger age, as I think back to it, I would be like, nah, I ain't telling nobody I got some problem with my gut. You know, I got a limp dick. What I would say is this, though. What I would say is this. I would go to every gas station, you know, stock up on rhinos, and then just be chewing them like cat.
And then have high blood pressure.
And I know that ain't the right thing.
Heart attack.
I wouldn't just jump out. Oh yeah, you know, because
Well, you're gonna give yourself a chance. Let me get a fighting chance.
Yeah, let me get a fighting chance on this.
Yeah.
But later in life, I would say, you know what, I something ain't working right. Now, my only concern, and again, as I think through, not that my wife would initially think about it, but I think back in the day, be like, oh, girl. You got old limp one, girl. You don't want to deal with that.
S-O-F-T-Y.
Call him Noodle Man. So that would be a concern because you don't want to be labeled. So
You don't want to be late, right?
you want to be labeled as like Noodle. So I would just say now.
That sounds personal.
That ain't personal.
I don't know.
I'm good. Please let the record reflect that I'm good. No, but I'm just saying, if I were to think now, I'd be like, yeah, I would have the conversation with my wife, like, hey, I got some medical issues going on, and maybe get a lot more hug time in.
All right, Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah, hug time.
I don't know what to think after that fool said what he said.
Get some hugs.
I'm definitely at this age. I tell my wife, and I say, babe, maybe we need to try something new. I don't know, maybe hum on it or something, stroke it, do something different.
All right, Reggie,
Let's try something different before I go to the doctor.
Express that problem with his wife because now she's feeling insecure, like he ain't touching me. You know what I'm saying? So you know what's really going on because she might start assuming, oh, this nigga cheating on me.
So
I think
you ain't telling then.
So you ain't telling.
No, I'm gonna tell.
Well, because I'm going by what you just said. You ain't telling.
I wouldn't want her to think it was her. So I would definitely tell her, hey, look, like he said, hey, the man unit ain't working, so we gonna go good. So we go see a urologist. We're gonna go figure this thing out.
That's a part of communication.
Yeah,
You got to.
She gonna be, go to the doctor, Harvey. Go get your nuts, Harvey.
Oh Lord! All right, well look,
We got one more, guys. We got one more. We got one more.
Okay. All right, we got time for one more. All right, so
Y'all may be lucky. I
okay,
like
well
y'all.
this is an easy one. I think we all gonna get this one pretty good. Is how important is family? How important is family? I mean, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start this one. I think
You know you started all of them.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. Family is everything. I mean, if you didn't have your
FOE.
family, I mean, who would you? I mean, first you need family to even be here. Your parents are your family. So without them, we would not exist. You know, unless Jimmy wants to say something about asymmetric, asexual, birthing and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, it's the
Mary
family.
ain't have a man.
Okay, let's see. That's a different topic.
She did not, as we were
Yeah, I
told.
think family is everything, man. If you don't have family, I mean, I feel like it's just a lonely existence. You know, go ahead. Tony, you were actually going to say something.
Okay, yeah, I got a different take on it. But yeah, I agree. But I also, and I had this conversation not too long ago, I also will say that once you get the big age that we all are, family is more important to us than we are to family. So because the older you get, the smaller your world gets. And secondly, we become less significant.
Oh, say that again. So the older
The older we get,
okay,
the
so family is
smaller-
more important to us, but we're less important.
we're
to
less
family.
important to family.
They grow and
Yeah,
live their
as they
lives.
grow, as for use our kids, we all have kids and things like that, grandkids, some of us. So as the kids grow, they begin their own relationships. So that's where their attention go. We don't get the daily calls. We don't get the, what we're used to getting from them. So same for grandkids. So when grandkids come, they basically taking the spots of the kids and they become
Right.
pop, mom, all that stuff until they get a certain age.
Right.
Because when they get into their lives, their relationships, or just living, we become less significant. We don't
But
get
you
the
know
daily
what?
calls.
I don't know.
Well, no, this is just my thought.
Yeah,
This
well,
is just my thought.
I know, and it's like I liken that to like my best friends. I mean, now all of you brothers are just fantastic friends, But I'm talking about folks that like you and Jimmy grew up together.
And that's different.
Right, yeah, I understand. But see, I've got one that I grew up with, and it's like we don't talk to each other for months at a time. But then, if we just kind of reach out, or if we happen to connect with each other when I, go back home, then it's just like time, never.
Yeah,
I
you never missed a day.
We never skipped a beat, type of thing. And so it's like we're still, important. To
Right,
one
right.
another.
But no, I'm not saying important. Now, you're right. You're right. And you say you pick right back up, right? But the significance of where you guys used to be, where you would talk every day, that's not there.
No, that's not
so
there.
And as far as your family and as far as your kids, you don't, you love your kids, you remember a time. But look, I'm just saying we're
running out of time. We're gonna try and hit everybody real quick. So Jimmy, what do you think?
Family is
Okay,
everything.
Thank
Thank
you.
family is my life and death. I live for them, I die for them. That's why I got life insurance, so I can still take care of them after I'm not here.
That's unconditional love. Unconditional love.
Family is very, very important to me. Period. I mean, I'm blessed to have a grandmother that's still here. She's 106 years old, so I spend.
Yes.
Thank you. I spend
That's
as
great.
much time as possible with her, and I try to bring my grandbaby around her as much as possible, so she can see my grandmother. Because I don't know when she's gonna go today or tomorrow, but I want to spend as much time as possible with her and her great cousin, which is 102. So
Longevity.
Family is real big for me right now.
Okay.
I know. I agree. Family is important. If it's not the family you were born into, it's the family that I think over years that we create. And Tony was talking about friends and other folks that are close. Yeah. So the family that we either are born into are the ones that we create as we grow up. And we call our family. I think that's really important because that's our bloodline of how we are.
Sometimes you say some smart stuff.
So
We're gonna close out. So right now we're gonna ask for each one of you guys' final thought. And Reggie, I want to start with you.
Okay. Something I got off while I was reading this week. I don't read a lot, but
Real quick.
Real quick. Sometimes your mind needs to take time and space to catch up what the heart already knows.
Nice.
Okay.
what does that mean?
Good. Since he's talking, Kevin.
I just want to say, my final thoughts is that I just want to give a shout out to Jane Daniels and the Commanders. Hey, good. Let's have a good year.
Okay. Troy.
All right. Look, we don't ever know what other people are going through. We've all got problems, so just be kind to one another. I mean, because you would want somebody to be kind to you if you're struggling. So, let's each try to make a world a better place.
All right. Jimmy?
I'd like to thank all the viewers. Keep your questions and hot topics coming in so we can go over them. And when we read yours on there, I get with ya.
Okay. And my final thought of the day, guys, is POP. And I know last week I had a lot of problems with this, but this week I got it on. POP, power of positivity. Stay around positive people. Stay in positive environments, and make sure that your thinking is in a positive mental state always. Right. For now, we are out.
Peace.
And I see everybody quiet because we all married.
But
I'm okay to step out there.
You don't have to finish checking.
I'm with you. I got your back.
You
got my back.
I got your back.
It's all be on your account. Putting a label on something that's not really. There was a time in my life I used to love the women at the strip clubs.
And food.
And that's because they would dance and they would do things. And I was like, man, I love that. But then I remember time like, no, I really didn't love that. I actually